This video will give you a step-by-step guide for installing the EATON Pow-R-Flex low ampere busway. Each piece has a label which identifies the piece and its ratings. At the end of the GO number, there is an item number, which looks like this. It corresponds to the item number on the construction layout drawings. Before you connect the pieces, make sure all contact surfaces are clean and free from contaminants. To begin the joint installation, align the left end of one section with the right end of the adjoining section. Make sure that the F and T labels are aligned. One end will have a power bridge joint installed, and the other will be a conductor end. Slide the conductor end into the joint end. To avoid insulator damage, make sure the phase conductors are properly seated within the bridge joint. Slide the conductor end into the bridge joint until there are 3 1/4 to 3 1/2 inches from the edge of the housing to the center of the smart bolt. To match the dimensions shown on the customer layout drawing, the distance between the edges of the housings should be approximately 6 3/4 inches. After both sections of busway are connected, you can install the joint covers. To maintain proper access to the torque bolt, the distance from the center of the bolt to the edge of the housing must be the same on both sides of the bridge joint. It must remain centered in the assembly. To install the joint covers, attach the rear joint cover to the end blocks at the end of the busway housing. Use the flanged head hex bolts provided. Only install the bolts closest to the rear joint cover at this time. The front or single hole joint cover sits on top of the rear or double hole cover on both sides of the busway, like this. Make sure that all contact surfaces are clean. This will ensure a ground path through the joint covers. After the front cover is in place, install the remaining hex bolts. When the two sections have been properly joined together, tighten the joint bolt. This is a smart bolt, a special tension indicating bolt with a color-changing window on the head. The color window changes from red when it's loose to black when it's tightened. The color changes as the correct tension is achieved within the joint. Use a standard socket wrench with a minimum 14-inch handle to tighten this bolt. To verify that you have the proper tension, use the color indicating card. Power bridge joints can be adjusted a 1/4 inch in either direction. First, loosen the joint cover bolts and torque bolt. Next, adjust the pieces in or out as required. The maximum distance between bus housings is 7 inches. The minimum is 6 1/2 inches. Remember that the torque bolt must remain centered between the busway housings in order to have proper access for tightening and maintenance. When power is fed to the busway via cable and conduit, an end cable tap box is used. End cable tap boxes have 4 removable covers: the front and rear covers, and the top and bottom access plates. The covers with the warning labels between the top and bottom access plates should not be removed. To insert the cable into the lugs, remove the front and rear covers. To tighten the mechanical lugs onto the cable, remove the top and bottom access plates. The plug-in bus sections are equipped with a plug-in opening along the bus every 12 inches. A bus plug can be installed in any or every one of these outlets. To install the plug, first remove the safety shutter screw from the shutter assembly. Next, loosen the bolts on the clamp and guide assembly. Align the bus plug with the busway and guide the tabs into position over the bus housing. Push the bus plug onto the busway. A small amount of force is required to ensure that the plug stabs are fully engaged onto the bus bars. Tighten the bolts to secure the bus plug to the bus housing.